how late night handled Trump's physical. Tuesday night, checking late-night television for vital signs and symbols, I began with Conan, TBS, where an angsty Conan O'Brien wandered a redesigned stage set. "Ladies and gentlemen, it has very collapsed," he said, in a prelude to celebrating a new intimacy with a studio audience. He pilfered a pair of sunglasses and made a clammy attempt at being ingratiating. Then he turned to the news of the day. President Trump had a physical. Earlier on Tuesday, the White House doctor had held a press conference to publicize the findings of a regular physical exam conducted the Friday before. It had been a long weekend, and a lot of material for topical comedy had seeped into the news stream since Trump's Friday afternoon exam. There was an ongoing international disgrace extending from the shithole remarks Trump reportedly made to legislators. There was fresh scandal regarding hush money that Trump reportedly paid to an adult film star. There had been a false alarm warning of the annihilation of the state of Hawaii, and most everyone except the smug James Corden, of the Late Late Show (CBS), saw nothing amusing in it. Yet, in the general consensus of late-night hosts, the physical was the top story. How could it be otherwise? Mockery of Trump's bodily presence, for instance, the comb-over lacquered into iconicity by caricaturists and clipped into shorthand by graphic artists, has been bound up with censure of his conduct since the days when Spy magazine invented the epithet short-fingered vulgarian. And, on top of that, we are in new terrain. The health of the president is a laughing matter, because his presence causes citizens to need a cleansing laugh. O'Brien set up his first joke by saying, "President Trump's doctor predicted that the president will have, and live, a long life." The setup aroused grumbles and low jeers among the studio audience, a noise groaning with the sad weight of a discarded norm. The crowd rumblings said that Americans so disdained their president as taboo at his healthy constitution. An O'Brien's punchline tugged that extraordinary thread of feeling. The doctor predicted a long life for Donald Trump, and, as a result, the doctor is now treating Melania Trump for depression. Because the context is easy to understand, and because fat jokes are easier yet, the Trump physical is, in some ways, a safer subject for comedy than other very recent political news. It is especially a safe subject when treated as the object of Jimmy Fallon's determined slide into irrelevance. Near the start of his monologue, on The Tonight Show (NBC), Fallon imagined that Trump, after the physical, thanked the doctor, whose name is Ronnie Jackson, and told him to say hi to his brothers Jermaine and Tito. Which is not at all opposite. Rather, like so much of Fallon's material, it was a pretext for him to act silly and look cute. On The Daily Show, Comedy Central, Trevor Noah suffered different symptoms. Noah summarized the doctor's findings: no heart problems, no dementia, no dentures before inquiring, "But did you test for racism?" Which was an instance of Noah coasting on the goodwill secured by the correctness of his politics. The constituency of The Daily Show knows Trump to be a racist, so it allows lines like this to pass for a wit. Meanwhile, on Late Night NBC, Seth Meyers noted that the doctor's statement indicated that Trump takes Propecia for male pattern hair loss, and said, "I guess it's working, because there don't seem to be a pattern." Light and cheap, the joke nonetheless satisfies by sneering at a would-be demagogue in the rhetorical style of an insult comic. On The Late Show (CBS), after the announcer Jen Spire teased the topic Trump gets physical. During the opening sequence, Stephen Colbert hustled to the stage and high-fived the front row with urgent glee. His best material drew lines from Trump's medical condition to his moral one. The heart exam was normal, so, Colbert said, despite all evidence, Donald Trump does have a heart. Likewise, Colbert used the finding that there was no indication of any cognitive deficit to reach a grim conclusion. "I assure you," he said, adopting the doctor's voice, "the president has no cognitive issues. Yes, just very, very stupid." Which encouraged a chuckle in search of catharsis. The most extraordinary response to the physical came on Jimmy Kimmel Live (ABC). The host took the stage with calm purpose, ready to get down to business. 2 decades ago, on The Man Show, Kimmel was not just a sketch comedy frat boy but a professional lout. Now, having used his late-night stage as a pulpit for discussing healthcare, he holds himself like the moral conscience of the fraternity's grad board. Kimmel said, today was the live results show for his annual checkup, and he said it deadpan, conveying that it was plain to see that it is not even cynical to say that this White House has the values of a reality show. At best. The depravity of this state of affairs achieved a grotesque tangibility in a taped Jimmy Kimmel Live bit set in the White House briefing room. At the podium, a civilian official explained that President Trump's hair has taken over his brain. According to the mock science of the scene, the chemicals in Trump's hair dye had reacted with the French fry oil in his veins to create a sentient hair parasite affecting the parts of his brain responsible for controlling anger, attention span, and the urge to say reprehensible, racist things. Then faceless, beastly blonde creature stormed the dais. It was a hair monster, a puppet, like a toxic cousin with